That's right. I'm so nervous. I'm actually really nervous. I think I've forgotten my speech. This cannot be happening. I always do this. I always forget. I'm so stupid. I hate you. I hate you. And that is how easily a single thought can cause you to self destruct. It is often said that the human mind is as mysterious as outer space. A universe that's infinite is as complex as a structure on our shoulders that weighs approximately 3 pounds. But I will say that both the miraculous cosmos and our very own thoughts can seem like an endless abyss of darkness. Space, a lot like our own thoughts, is a vacuum where no one will ever hear you scream. No matter how many times you yell for help, no matter how many concrete pillars that hold you up shatter, no matter how many gasps you breathe for air as you drown in nothing, no one will ever hear you. My name is Sankhya, and I'm going to be talking about the transformation of a negative thought into a self destructive spiral. Self destructive spirals are pretty self explanatory. I mean, you think one thing, let's say, this shirt makes me look ugly today. Then you go deeper. I look ugly today. And deeper, I always look ugly. And deeper, I am an ugly person. Your mind feeding off of your insecurities. And there's this misconception that spirals are caused by a lack of self esteem. But I mean, it's not that simple. My self esteem is great. I think I'm awesome. I think I'm kind. I think I'm smart. I think I'm funny. Until I don't. Until one day I'm too tired to be happy because it's so much easier to let the demons get to you. And I think, I'm kind, right? Well, I mean, there was that one time I yelled at my brother. All those times I yelled at my brother. So then I think, okay, maybe I'm not so kind. But at least I'm smart. But then again, the other day I forgot the word nostalgia. Nostalgia! So then I think, okay, maybe I'm not so kind. And maybe I'm not so smart. But at least I'm funny. And just like that, I can't remember the last time someone laughed at my joke. This is bigger than self-esteem, and it's not a surface level issue. This is about our self-worth and our core beliefs. There are 3 levels of thought: automatic thoughts, intermediate beliefs, and core beliefs. Automatic thoughts are immediate responses you have to a situation. Let's say you finish a huge project and you think to yourself, it wasn't perfect. Simple enough, right? Intermediate beliefs are rules or conditions we give ourselves. Let's say, if I'm not perfect, then I'm not good enough. But why give yourself such a condition? What's your default attribute? Well, what you've just said is, I'm not good enough. Not unless I'm perfect. So inherently, you're not good enough. I'm not good enough. That's the core belief. Core beliefs, the main causes of self-destructive spirals, are simple thoughts or phrases that you might not even realize you believe until you dig deep enough to figure out why you think the way you think. So you see, it's not about self-esteem. It's about self-value. No matter who you see, we all have these torturous thoughts, these toxic core beliefs, these spirals. The bullies of the world have them, the relentlessly optimistic and positive unicorns of the world have them, and the laymen of the world, who seem to display the appropriate emotions when called for, they have them too. And we all express them in different ways. Some take these thoughts out on others, while others try to suppress and ignore them, most wearing masks of emotion. But regardless, our spirals sometimes seem endless. Like space, we plummet into darkness, surrounded by individuals who seem to be burning bright. We wish we could be as successful, as powerful, as happy, as vicious, without realizing that someone out there probably looks to us the same way. We cannot escape our thoughts, and we cannot drown our minds in distractions, because somewhere, somehow, we are all feeling this negativity. I want to try a small experiment, okay? I want you all to close your eyes. And it's okay, you can close your eyes, trust me. Think of a minor inconvenience in your life. An unimportant problem that causes you to hurt just the slightest bit. Think about how it affects you, how it's affected your life. Ask yourself, if this inconvenience were gone, would your life improve by so much? Now think again. Is this inconvenience really unimportant? You all can open your eyes now. It is the first step in escaping these spirals is acknowledging it, saying that this is an issue. No matter how small, this is an issue. I used to discredit how I felt because others suffered so much more. I mean, there are dying children around the world. What right do I have to complain? I compared my problems to the problems of others, and they were at a theoretical war where the question was whose issue is worse, and mine seemed to lose every time. And this concept of discrediting your own feelings is known as minimization. As humans, we so often belittle our own emotions to avoid facing the realities of our situations. But the constant comparing and ignoring and yelling does not work because our core beliefs, if not confronted, stick with us for all of our lives. These thoughts will stay by your side until you deal with them because through self-awareness and self-reflection, we remove so much of the power from them. After acknowledging that this was an issue, that despite the fact that every person in this room feels this way, it doesn't take away from the fact that these spirals were hurting me, I started figuring out how to deal with my own thoughts, the thought that all of us have. One thing I started doing was narrating my life in third person. For example, when finishing an exam, I think to myself, as Sankhya put the pencil down, she knew her test grades wouldn't be as good as she hoped. And it works because it makes my problems seem more distant, therefore easier to rationalize and reason with. Another thing I like to do is I imagine a world filled with imaginary characters going through extreme versions of my situation. For example, if my friend was a little bit rude to me, the extreme version would be that her character hated my character, and we fought and we went to war and my character won, and you see, this makes me feel like my problems are worth listening to. But this is just what works for me. You can do your own research to figure out how to cope with your unhealthy core beliefs. Figure out how to cope with your own thoughts. Yes, outer space, a lot like our own thoughts, is a vacuum where no one will ever hear you scream. But it is so easy to forget that outer space is made up of dazzling constellations, that our thoughts have the ability to hope, that we can smile and have it mean more than bones sticking out of our mouths. We are people, and even though we can't fully understand ourselves, we can at least help ourselves. Whether it seems bigger than just you or me, or if it's a problem that seems so insignificant you shouldn't even give it the time of day, but you do, you need to confront them. If you can't do it by yourself, ask a loved one or anyone for help. Speak up. No one can read your mind, but they can hear your voice. Because regardless of our behavior and our emotional masks, at the end of the day, in a universe, in a galaxy, on a planet, in a home, don't you think you deserve to love yourself? Thank you.